Well, I got everything shipped off to the people who bought from my live sale. And so now that I've gotten my work done, even though it's been open a few hours, there's an estate sale that looks interesting in Tacoma, Washington. We are headed to the house with flag. Fox and Parrish really kicked off interest in these cottage prints around 1930. Blocked paper, $12. Not of cute Eastery gardeny things, but not old. These houses in this neighborhood were nice and modest bungalows built in the 1920s and 30s, and so they're usually pretty packed. In fact, the first couple of rooms in this one are pretty hard to walk through.
But again, people do that for weddings. You do it for activities. But again, when it teaches you, it's
alrighty, $43.96.
Yes.
And here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Sorry, let me get out of your way. This place is so narrow that the table where all of the fun uranium glass and the jewelry is also right where the line to check out is. If it's the lower one, I'll take it. The other uranium is up there. Some nice Fenton lime green pieces, and I know that that's very popular now, but I'll have to wait for half off if I'm in the neighborhood. Let's check out these little glass novelties here. That looks like it was a cap or something. That's not anything significant. I think I'll stick to my uranium glass plate. Okay, let's see what we have over here. This is a nice old pattern. This Goofus is in really good condition. I usually don't look at this because it's generally missing a lot of the gold. This is only missing it on the foot, which is to be expected. And a very little bit around the edges. Yeah, it's not perfect, that this step never is. But this is pretty close. Haviland china from the 60s and 70s is collectible. It's called Johann Haviland because it's actually made in Germany to look like Haviland porcelain. The Germans were not shy about French design. The fired-on lotus tissues. From around about 1950.
The prices on them are actually really good. Yeah, they're cakes.
I see a number of fun decorative objects, but nothing that really has the vintage I look for.
For countertop?
Well, only $6 on that. It needs some repair, but that's pretty easy. Okay, let's see what else we have in here. Isn't it odds? Made in China.
Thank you.
These look like California originals over here. Get the feeling it's part of a larger set. Little hair receiver, $8. Somebody painted. People saved human hair for remembrances and also to add falls to their real hair. In the olden days, people would brush their hair and clean out the brush and put the hair in the hair dish. This was Ada Hartman Retifers. Oh, and look, it comes with a 21-cent discount. Little hobnail nappy, not Eaton, I think it's probably Kemple, out of West Virginia. Some etched handled cordials. This is a pretty coffee pot here for $35. And this is Morgantown, out of the 60s. One bad glass, but you would still have 4. And that set, $28. This set from another side, 1920s Listerware, made in Germany. Interesting, if you were drinking alone, I guess you would want a teapot this size. Sadler, England, $8. That's awfully sweet. It's just a little 1-cup teapot, actually, which is rather unusual. And then this with the branch handle is going to be late Victorian. And made in Paris rather than the Limoges region of France. $6 for the little sauce dish. This is Noritake, Japan, 1930s. It's nice that it has the ladle. That's certainly not a bad price. Black Japanese cup and saucer from the 50s, tri-footed. People like the tri-foot. Fancy china. Nice little breakfast set from the 20s with the tray. Looks like a batter pitcher and a syrup pitcher. And there is some crochet. Early American pressed glass from Anchor Hawking from about 1960. Looks like some 30s era dishes. Yes, Fiesta ware. Pretty heavily worn. These are the original 1930s colors, though. Luncheon plates, $8 each. The dinner plate's the same price. That would be the one to buy. 50 screen print, but it's a little washed off. See how the color is gone on the bottom of the fence. Very 70s with the lilies on it. $8. Later Fiesta in the pink. Nostalgia electrics, but it looks old that we know better. Stylized china. Yes. 70s Pyrex, $14 on the big one. They do have the frame, which is nice for the casserole, but I don't see the casserole. Boy, this place is really jammed full. Let's make sure these aren't from Hawaii. Or Dansk would be ideal, but they don't look like the right kind of wood for that.
Gotta know you're wrong.
Yeah, made in Thailand. Thai teak is usually 70s and 80s. Little wire rack back there could be useful, but it's not really old. And ooh, that's a paint stuff. Shadow boxes are cute. I like sales in little houses because a lot of people feel claustrophobic and they walk by stuff. Oh, the hanky box. Kind of cute, but it's crackling on the angels. Whoever lived here obviously was having a lot of fun crafting and collecting. There's a ton of yarn and a lot of useful items. Estate sales are great for finding this kind of stuff at a fraction of store prices. Some art instruction books down here. Walter Foster, these can be good. And then collector books. Okay, now here's why I like collector books. Gene Florence took tons of time to identify all sorts of things. Now, granted, the prices are not going to be the same anymore, but look how they have every variety pictured. And you can tell relatively, at least by the old prices, what was special and what wasn't. There's a bunch of 1930s uranium green. And all the colors they came in. I just think these are really useful in ways that people might not imagine. Especially because they also show reproductions, so you can see what the fakes were that were coming out at the time. Or the things that were relatively new, like Tiara, Mayfair, Miss America. This will help you not make mistakes and overpay for stuff that is not the real thing. Wow, this little house is really jammed with stuff. Original painting for $45, Antonio. I don't think it's an important painting, but I like it. There's shells to fix that mirror. Wow. $6 on this one. It doesn't need too many shells. More Fiesta in the back here. Oh, that's got a chip. Too bad. Speaking of depression glass, here is a cute little nut cup. Miss America pattern. Alrighty, what else do we have out here? These people were really into the gardening, apparently. I like the wicker.
I sell on eBay
Do you? Yeah.
under
You're-
Cy Carinya.
Oh, very good.
So I'm under that too. And
So that's your eBay. Well, we'll look to see if they end up there or you end up becoming a famous painter.
well, I don't know if that's gonna happen.
That's so funny. I didn't even notice those. And yeah, they're right there. Oh, they really are pretty. Yeah.
And if they're Danish, are they? Or
They're German.
please.
They're German,
Okay.
but they're actually legit.
They're nice.
Yeah, they really are. And then I was looking at this one here, the Noritake little set with the spoon.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I think it's really cute.
Do you call that a mayonnaise?
It's like a mayonnaise, yeah, or a sauce. Okay, now this would be great. It's the heart shaped. It's the big one with the handle. It's candlewick, but it's missing one little ball. Darn it. I'm thinking this might be a bower planter here. We're going to take a look. U.S. Pottery did them as well. Oh, I think that one's a U.S. Cute little muffin pan with a little style. 1930s or 40s. A lot of newer things, but nice things. Fishing creels and dress forms are always things that I can sell. Ah, I agree with Rita. This is a pretty neat plant stand. A little bit of embroidery out here. A nice runner for $5. Couple other little pieces. More Goofus Glass here. This got a little wet. This doesn't have the red in it, but this does. Again, this is in pretty good shape. And it says it was Aunt Lynn's around 1930, but it's older than that. I like the hexagonal wicker table it's on too. All right, well, this little house spilled into a lot of other areas, so let's see what's down here. This is a little more sheer than an old one would be, but I like the pattern. Decorated cedar box here. Has some design, has some things in it too. Mother's hanky box. And her favorite earrings and a few of the things that belong to Ada Mae Hartman Redifer. You've seen that name come up a few times in this family. They came over by cooked wagon to Oregon.
Gross.
The Beatitudes. Cute wooden Portuguese rooster. Oh no, that's ceramic. Wish they had the rest as a family. Ladies of breeding. Old gas cans actually sell. That one's $22. Bird bath, a big old cauldron over there we should look at. Wow. They used a bunch of old windows and made a cute little potting shed. Let's see if there's anything in it for us. Deviled egg tray in many colors. Painted by the lady of the house, I think. Ceramic Mexican bird. Oh, it's broken though, darn it. This box is from about 1950 from California, $8. I don't see a maker name, but I do recognize the piece. Wooden bowl. Again, someone has embellished these, but if they did a good job on it, that might be okay. This one has Santa Claus on it. Black amethyst, little bowl there with the Asian designs. But I don't see anything in here that's really jumping out as a must take with me. I do like the big corner cabinet, but that looks like they've built it into here. Okay, the cauldron is later and has a lot of holes in it for drainage. Old milk can missing its top, $28. This guy's got lots of moss. He's cool. That'd be a great Easter centerpiece in a yard. Got a back shed too. Lots of magazines. Hoover Porta-Power, that's out of the 70s. I don't think Zeno needs another backing. $10 a set on Washington license plates, but we come into those a lot here because, well, that's where we are. Lots of tools. This is a reproduction. Cute little Belize. Does not have its tray, does have stains.
You're up there with the bees. Send for ya. Yeah.
Old light cover from the 40s.
About behind you in these ceilings.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of older things in for decoupage in the pictures on the side. That's cute.
Oh yeah, we have one.
These would definitely be of use to someone. Utilitarian, but $4 each. And the plates to go with. Well, we're sure having fun looking around, and if you are too, well, click thumbs up to let YouTube know you like this video. Please do subscribe, because then you can click the bell to be notified of future videos, and we'll be hanging out at more estate sales very soon. Nice chest with the birds underneath. 1920s drop leaf table in walnut. Card box from India. But there is a split in the top of it. $4 on this velvet jewelry box. And it does play music. Hello there. Here's how Listerine used to look. It had the paper label and embossed marked in this little cork that popped in and out. $4 on that. That's kind of cool. We'll give the jewelry one more pass through. Okay. Does have a lot of wood. It does have a lot of metal that shows. I like the delicacy of this. It looks like a 3-piece peruse. The bracelet's missing its piece. You could cannibalize the earrings, but honestly, the necklace is the only part I really like. Well, that was a fun sale. We met a viewer. We didn't leave a mess behind. And we had a lot of fun in this cute little house. Well, yesterday we were at a tight little sale in a packed little house because I had to go to one end of the metro area. Today I'm on the other end of the metro area in Everett, Washington. And boy, this sale, it looked really great in the pictures. A 92-year-old collector with a big house full in a nice area. And this is the last day. So we're gonna see if maybe some of the things were priced a little high and people were resistant. I could use some really nice merchandise, so I'm hoping there's something left. Much more of a blustery winter's day than yesterday. Looks like the neighbor had some things to sell too. Could I see the amber and silver piece, please?
This guy?
Yes. Oh, what a pretty cameo. Is that a brace?
Bracelet.
Bracelet, yes.
Bracelet and the opal ring.
Okay, and you said Leslie? Lisa Suck.
Her.
We suddenly saw pearls at the Oscars, so...
Pardon? Yes. And we'll just add to it.
Swit, you want to sit down here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I continue on.
Have to do my a shot. Okay, yes, please look furniture. You gorgeous furniture. Yeah.
Oh, musical, that's cute.
I can't even see it.
Yeah, to the 60s. Yeah, I think we'll head those.
And where's it at?
I don't know.
Okay. So far, it didn't also go over. It's so dense.
Pretty hair tones out of my bee.
All right, who's next? Okay, so this,
The carbon tree.
this is Carrie. She went off somewhere. The bracelet is Denise.
These look like John Whitcomb. With a nice painting. Half of $2.25 each. Original art, Stephen Sands. Lovely marbling here in the inlays.
Something fell off the shelf.
Oh, he's right there. I'm so glad you're okay.
They are more recent. Clarineted's $32.50 now. A few things had bitten the dust, unfortunately. Oh, wow.
Corner for just a minute while I get my bag.
This big spelter here. Arthur Vaughan. Happened 175. That is tempting. Nobody seems to be noticing him down there either. A whole bunch of Lennox. Unfortunately, the bookcase, which is what I really want, is not for sale. Let's take a look at glass. Oh, table. The Ford Bank always sells for me. Yeah, I think we'll have that.
Only one. It was actually the barrage. So we didn't look on these in several places. And so there's handle this.
McCoy and cookie jars. The bear is a little more uncommon. Russell ceramic. That's neat, but it's as it is.
$3.
What's this news operated in the building? The take is what you get.
Hold on. Okay, look at this. This is like a soapstone,
And Narco.
which is very.
It's selective.
Yes.
Very, very. Showing my husband. And I haven't seen that piece in a long time.
Pretty design to this. Noritake Nippon.
What?
Let's see who did Hen. Oh yes, this is Lomonosov out of Russia. $7. That seems reasonable enough.
Okay, perfect.
Guess.
Tell me your K.
Tom Clark gnomes with the starfish. Those are different. Key Finch of California, not typical to be monochrome. Hard to read, but that's the Brayton Laguna mark. This would have been a toothbrush holder. They did these as pairs with the Calico Cat as salt and pepper shakers. Stereo viewers, I'm starting to sell these again. $30 is not bad. Cartoon Ordinary.
This one. 6.
Don't see a lot of great glass left. That seems to have sold. A couple of Fenton pieces do.
Cheat. 1504.
This one's Pilgrim, $4. Certainly a good price. It is tiny.
That's a really interesting piece.
Yeah, the little Viking boat.
It's not.
I feel like there's supposed to be more to it somehow.
I have seen.
Pretty depression last piece here. This is cute. The old lady who moved in the shoe. And she's in the handle. It's a little damaged though. Arthur Wood.
About one thing seems to break when you're
The Royal Bradwell line. Cute Kyle's mugs here. This is a rather scarce lighter, although it's not in great shape. Love the old swanky swigs. Are certainly inexpensive. Just $2. They're fairly common ones, but that's a great price.
See the metal piece? The mechanisms to do it, but
Antique auto glasses, but I just don't have a lot of call for those. Seattle Centennial, the old cable car. It's only $1. That's from 1951. Chicken of the Sea. Bauer made a lot of their wear. This is pretty full. And only $3 each. That's a great price. So far, a lot of the really good stuff does seem like it's sold, but I'm finding a lot of stuff for good prices. Just sold this same piece except with a white background. This, I believe, is Santa Anita wear, part of the Bernice Swirl line. That'd be really useful if you had the thing to go with it.
oh no.
Milk has something for everybody. Especially for Peter. Cute little haul piece with a detail that somebody stuck on it. Little Red Riding Hood mug is 5. Baby Crockett plate is 4.
Here's the slug for you.
Hazel Atlas on the mark there. Phosphosoda, buffered laxative. These silly things always sell. It's $1. Why not? Smucker's Jam from the 70s, $5. That's a cute advertising set. With a name like Smucker's, it has to be good. This is Silvac. I like their bigger pieces. This one is sort of indefinite. Some more fun screen print. Jolly Jumbo. He looks sort of mad to me. The cow jumped over the moon. That's a little worn, though. This is Jack Sprat. Only $1.50. Is this Cinderella? Oh, Briar Rose from Walt Disney's Sleeping Beauty. Howdy Doody. This one's a little worn. And another Howdy Doody. Eggplate. I'm getting stuck in all this little stuff, and I'm sure there's more expensive and interesting things elsewhere, so I should go looking, but I certainly like this little cluster, and there's probably all of about 20 bucks in there. Wow. Beautiful buffet set. Leaded glass. Lots of carving, marble top. European from about 1900. There's a Cubist barquetry table from about 1910. There's another piece of the buffet set. I like these because they have the arms where you have the extra pieces for the bud bases. Those are nice. That's sweet for $19. Only $20 on the silver plate. That's awfully inexpensive. Really pretty inlaid coffee table. Only $87.50 today. Pretty prints. This is signed original. It's an edition. Victor Brigada. Sprague Carlton tea cart in rock maple from Keene, New Hampshire. There's some really nice furniture here. Okay, let's see what they have in porcelain. I see some Moriaga. This is a nice vase here. Austrian Shearhold. Nice portrait. It's going to date to about 1920. Some later RS Prussia, not as complicated a pattern. Oh, and there's a cool piece of Stangl pottery, the Newport sailboat. You don't see that a lot. That's why they have 55 on it. Be half of that now. There's the back of the plate. This is one of the earlier Stangl patterns, after they quit being the Fulfer pottery. It's really great, and it's a scarce pattern. I just don't know whether that'll go for as much as that, although 3 saucers sold for that price. So there's a chance. All right, let's see what else we have. Some nice Royal Bayreuth roses. If it was the tapestry rose, I'd be more interested. This picture here. Carlton ware. Ah, interesting. Their pretzel mark. That's going to be before the Second World War. Cute hand-painted flowers. It says it's as is, though. And it's certainly not from their period where they were really, really expensive artware. Couple of etched cornucopias from the elegant period. Some Bohemian glass. I really like the perfume for only $13, but it says it's as is. Oh yes, the stopper, unfortunately. Stoppers often take the brunt. The Bohemian vase here has an Egerman style etch. Very Rococo. Very typical of the type. Nice thick flat bottom, so I do think it's an earlier piece. $17.50 is not a bad price on that. Let's see what this bust is. She's nicely painted. Looks 1930s. Rather ethereal, but not anything that we know. The White Doll. Wow, that's a big heavy piece. Henry Koskenemi from Stockholm. I thought that looked Swedish. The problem with this is that it is supposed to have a light bulb in it and be used as a nightlight. If you could replace that, it's a $150 item. This is Goebel. Stylized mark. And this is St. Joseph.
Yeah, that's just for cheers.
Only $8. That's actually probably a pretty good price for that figure, even though we think of Hummels and think they're not selling. Well, some of their other pieces do. Nice little Trenton pottery cornucopia here with the TAC mark. Sears Slantomatic. Only $17.50, but they say there's something wrong with it. We have a French tapestry here. Only $4. Definitely a European scene.
Yeah.
Dresser here. With a nice old pipe. If this is intact, that's a good deal.
I see a couple of dots.
German.
What?
But there is a missing portion because there's supposed to be a connection from this to the bottom so that the bowl goes up. Let's see what shape these are in. Yeah, a little cooked. People really prefer them to not have been smoked in. Although if it's a rare piece or a meerschaum pipe, then the opposite is true. Shaving mug with the drain. Made in Germany about 1900. That could be handy. Fragrances are mostly spent.
Well, that's pretty interesting.
But I will take the atomizer top because someone will need that. Even Alan Hardley with a shading gear pop and some cool hats. Francis Walker Nelkin. I don't know this hat designer. Ah, there's our mark. This looks like 1930s. Very cute. There's an interesting display idea on that shawl. Some sort of a piano shawl here.
You can decide. It's not a big deal.
Oh, real low flat but on your shirt.
Nice colors. Sort of a repeating all over pattern. It's not specifically Middle Eastern, which is probably good.
Those red socks that
Those knee high. Yeah.
I'm making a mess of it trying to find the tag.
Well, I like
Oh.
one.
Was 30, now 15. I think we could do that. This tapestry apparently has some sort of a burrow.
someplace just
$9.
There were some belts.
The eyes are a little indefinite. I don't know that this one is super high quality, but it seems like it's rather large. I wonder what the pattern is really overall. Let's take a look.
That little vase he had saw. So I got that one. The one that
Okay, this is something Middle Eastern. Lots of linens, but I don't think anything that looks like my era. Quilt is nearer. Big border runner there. Oh, I have someone needing doilies, but I think they're all going away. Sure, plenty in this house. Lots of sewing implements and notions and patterns, but they don't look like eras I'm looking for.
Yeah, maybe. Oh,
A few toys. Yeah, whole pottery for $2.50. Hold your diaper pins. There's the Hallmark.
wagon.
That's so inexpensive. A few bag toys.
Ooh, trying to get in touch with you. Oh,
Royal Coakley Angel. Braces.
I'm open with you.
Distinctive veteran tags.
Thank you, sir. I owe you.
oh no, you don't. Not at all.
Washington State 1950s. $2.50 for the pair is reasonable. You'd have these done for your car, and that way if your keys got lost, they would mail them back to you or go steal your car. Very handsome carved oak piece there by the door. All right, let's see what else there is. Always do well with the pirate bank if they're intact. Ooh, this one actually has the plug. Oh, yes. $4. No damage. Yeah, we'll take that. I'm getting a very full bag. Don't be fooled by these. They're to look like Chinese export from the early 1800s, but if you turn it over and it has any sort of an ink stamp or mark, then you know it's 20th century. Pretty gold around the edge of this. I don't think it's an important studio. I think someone painted it at home. Yeah, but she did a good job. Cambridge Caprice. Benton Internationals, no thanks on the purple vase. Cups and saucers are cheap enough. I have a pretty good selection already. Lots of little hall china and other 1940s, 50s era pieces. Some Franciscan Coronado. Let's see if any of the shot glasses are older. I recognize this as having some age. A nightcap, oh, 50 cents. Sure, we'll take that. Little tiny paperweight vase for $4. A lamp surround in cranberry glass. You had the right lamp for it, that'd be a very useful thing. Noritake progression. Earl Dalton Prelude, all nice patterns. I don't have a big call for any of those. Looks like Sasha Brass stopped over there. And it is. Why do they have this Christ? 6 pieces signed. $20 for the 6 pieces. Yeah, really 3 of them are saucers, so you're basically getting a salad plated 2 dinners for $20. Not a bad price, but
and I'm okay with it.
I had more interesting pieces. $6 for the Royal Albert. Not a bad price at all. Some more pretty porcelain, but nothing really significant. Hummel plates. They just don't sell like they used to, and they have all the boxes. They're only $3 each. U.S. Navy. I watched some of this sell at the mall in Centralia yesterday. But I don't think I want to pay $5 for just one. Now here's a whole set. And these are the ones they really like because they have the anchors and the stars on the cups. And they're asking $27.50 today for all of that. This is the U.S. zone. And there it says U.S. zone on the bottom. That means 1946 to 49 in Germany, for the part of Germany which we control. Some cobalt glass. There's the chicken of the sea salt and pepper shaker that goes with the plates that I got. And at $3.50, well, yeah, I have to have those too. So I'm not finding super valuable stuff, but I'm finding a lot of cool stuff and a few unusual things. Chippy jigger. It's for one of those old seltzer bottles. Beefeater. Cute little shakers. Only $2.50 if I didn't have a million of them right now. Oh, and speaking of which, here's a whole lot more. Certainly priced right. These are Shawnee, the little milkmaid. And these are from Kansas City, but they are actually occupied Japan. So the Japanese version of U.S. zone. 1947 to 52, the occupation lasted a little longer in Japan. This set is a little more unusual. This is from the Blue Ridge Mountain Boys set of figures back in the late 1940s. There's your mark on the back. More little junk jewelry, but I've already been through the better stuff. I think I'll stick to it. $30 on the globe. That has North and South Vietnam and North and South Korea and the USSR, so it looks 70s. Christmas all looks newer. Oh, and then books, so we better take a look at books. These can be pretty good. Someone's bought a bunch of them already. There were over 100 titles done in these little pocketbook editions. Of the Ancient Mariner. They made these in the teens and early 20s, and a lot were shipped over to soldiers during the First World War. Irish Melodies, that's a little bruised. Originally, these were given out with boxes of Whitman's chocolate, and then they were sold in drugstores and by mail, and you could get a special book holder with them. Nice little book slide to put them in, too. They had sets of Shakespeare and all sorts of things. Nice old Bible, but that looks like it's pretty destroyed. Priced as marked. Well, let's see what some of these are marked. Heidi. I should get that for Rosie's auction house. I'm sure she's got it already. Bobby Bubbles. Aw, how cute. I wish they hadn't put the sticker right on the dust jacket. She was the most wonderful bubble blower that ever lived. Yeah, I don't understand putting the price tags right on the graphics. $8. Yeah, that's more than even $4 is more than I really want to pay. James Whitcomb Riley. They certainly have some interesting old books. Again, I'm a little turned off by how they put the price tags on the front, though. Vintage Comics. Archie the Jungle Book. Heatherdale High. Twisted Tales. Invaders. Ooh, that looks fun. Classics Illustrated. Someone is wisely going through the collector references. These are fun. They're golden boil hand-dipped candles. And what that means is that they will melt down to other colors. But they put the price tag right on the graphic. Shame. Interesting base on this globe. This one's $15 today. Korea is one country. Vietnam is one country. Germany is two. And we still have the French colonial countries in Africa, so I think we're looking at 1950s here. The old Underwood typewriter, a fairly common model from 1924. The number 5 is missing, it says. We're going to go out in the garage and see what else there is. Ah, yes, the Tech Train controller. I remember those as a kid. Some shoe forms. Tools and things outside here. They are right over a big ravine. Old hockey skates. Old bowling shoes, old bowling balls. The blue one is cool. The flag, I wonder how many stars. Does say are embroidered.
Got your stuff right
on nylon flow. Yeah, nylon doesn't do it for me. Oh, the peanuts chest, that's fun. $50 today. If it wasn't dented, I'd be tempted. Well, $170 at half off. So I spent $200 at the 2 sales. That haul from that last estate was big enough. I think we ought to review it. The first thing that I wanted to show was this really neat piano shawl where it's all pulled out and you can see it. It's got the great metallic colors. It's a nice balanced design, lots of detail. This was made in Italy about 1935, I would estimate. It's a nice silk. It was $15. I typically get $40 or $45 for these. People use them on pianos, yes, but also sometimes to wear, sometimes to cover tables, and it just has a lot of that neat metallic color. This is a bank from Galpin Ford, a Ford dealer in the LA area in the late 1950s or early 60s. There's a good story behind them. I'm going to share that with you when I put these on eBay. My cost was $12.50. These are part of the Blue Ridge Mountain Boys series of ceramics from the late 1940s, and to have the salt and pepper shakers for only $4 was a good deal. I don't generally buy diaper pin holders, but this one is Hull pottery, and this one does sell, and it certainly sells for a lot more than $5, and I only paid half, so I paid $2.50. I think it's about a $20 to $25 piece. Somebody somewhere has a 1960s Fabergé atomizer with a ball that's destroyed or hardened, and this one is the replacement from back in the day, new in the box. That's why I paid $2.50 for it. Probably that needs to go on eBay because it's a part, and that's where people looking for parts will be looking. The bear is Lomonosov porcelain from Russia. It was $7. It's got the USSR mark, so we know that it has some age. This is going to be 1980s, and it was cute for that price. That should sell for about $25. The gingham dog. They also did a calico cat. These are Brayton Laguna. This one was only $3 with the discount, and it does have the Brayton stamp. The reason I was willing to take it as a single is because it has a hole in its head. I believe this is a toothbrush holder. It's not a salt and pepper shaker, so it's not missing a piece. I like screen print glasses. These are just fun. None of them were expensive. A lot of these were given out by companies, mainly Kraft, who did a lot of the swanky swigs. These are fairly common, but the Bird sells well, and so does the Maiden, and they were only $2 each. I usually get 5 or 6. Shot glass was 50 cents. They sell for 4 or 5. This one, it was $1. It's for laxative. And for some reason, there's enough people with that kind of sense of humor that those always sell. And then this one is Jack Spratt and his wife. And it was only $1.50 out of the 1950s. Over here, we have the Pirate Bank. This is a classic. These always sell really well for me. They are Gregorian copper or something similar. It has its trap, which is important. No splits or breaks. And it was only $4. I was surprised to see that still there at that price. $3 each on the chicken of the sea plates, and these sell for about $20 to $25. Bauer Pottery did some, and I think other companies in California did as well. And then I know Bauer did the salt and pepper shakers. I'm thinking Metlocks may have done the plates. But they are also chicken of the sea, and they are $3.50. This is long before Sorry Charlie. This I stepped up for because you never see this pattern. This is Stengel. Stengel took over from Fulper. Fulper had been an artware maker. And in the 30s, Stengel was still trying to do some hand-painted artware lines. And they did the Newport sailboat. It was expensive. And in the Depression, you couldn't sell expensive very easily. So they didn't make a lot of these. I paid $27.50. We're going to put this on eBay. None have sold on eBay of late. And here is what else I got. Half of my spend was on jewelry. Not a lot of sign pieces, but all good for various reasons. Let's start from the upper corner here. This is pressed coral. And it feels cold to the touch when you put it up to your cheek. That was a good piece from the 1940s for only $3. Sterling, with the price of sterling as high as it is, this is certainly more than $11.50 worth of sterling. So I got that. Goldstone is just something I find attractive. I don't usually buy pierced, but I thought those would look really good on, and they were only $3. These are Navajo. I'm not finding a lot of Navajo jewelry. It's very popular right now, so $12.50 was a fair price. In the middle, this is sterling as well with amber, and I spent enough time in the Baltic amber markets in Gdansk to know that at $15 you can't go wrong. And then this 3-piece set is made of bone rather than ivory. Ivory can't be sold in a lot of jurisdictions, but some people still like the look. So there you have the look without having any issues. $9.50 on this sterling piece. Again, with the price of sterling, that was easy. Plus, it is Taxco. Not a famous company out of Taxco, but it does have the Mexican mark. This was fun because it's a set. Anything musical tends to sell, and we've got the music cleft along with the earrings. This little black flower is just nice rhinestone, a nice formal look for holiday, only $4. That'd look good on a hat or denim. And then this piece, it shows a lot of metal, but the Aurora stones were really neat. I like the red. It was only $10. So that is the haul. And I want to thank Susan Lee, who is one of our viewers. She works for the Assistant League shop. I still haven't gotten in there to see her there yet, but I will. And I'm very grateful that she turned me on to them because they ran a very nice sale. I was thrilled with what I got. If you enjoyed this video, check out this one. Also, click thumbs up to like this video and check the description for information about our Patreon, our memberships. We've got a lot of different levels with different perks and bonus videos and early content. Also, please do check out our website, theantiquenomad.com, for appraisal help. And we'll see you again for more adventures in the antique and vintage community soon. Bye for now.